can have that picture.
Hey,
Oh, hey.
hey, look at this.
Oh, look. Oh, shoot. We're vertical and not
yeah.
vertical.
We for the we're doing some different.
landscape.
We're doing some different things here tonight.
A few.
Obvious one is we're live on Instagram. This is our first time live on Instagram, so I need to go mute my. I can just hear it.
Can you hear us doing?
I think it's Instagram's up. I need to go turn that off. So vamp for me, because something else is different. We're all in the same room.
I know. I love it. I always miss it. Ryan, how are you?
So did you teleport here or did you take a plane?
I took a plane. Every time we're here, I have to do this. I did this on the last video. Did you remember that?
Yeah, I
when
do.
we were all together eating things and I just started touching your face.
And do you want to know and do you want to know what I told myself I would do the next time you did that?
Oh, no. Okay. Do you want to show everyone what you have in your lab? This is my favorite part of all this, by the way. It's a Kool-Aid cup
It's a Kool-Aid man pitcher that I'm drinking water out of.
that he's just drinking water out of. This is why I came back. It was this. It was exactly for this reason.
Just my ridiculousness.
Yeah, that was exactly it. But no, I had a plane ride from London to Boston, and then a 6-hour layover in Boston, and then a plane ride from Boston to Harrisburg, which got me here.
You know, that's too much time in Boston.
What? Do you not like Boston?
No, Boston's fine. It's just 6 hours in the airport. That's too much.
No. You get a lounge. You get a book. I had some chowder.
Well, okay, so I do have to admit,
Yeah.
I would have spent 6 hours in the VIP lounge of the Amtrak train station that I was in, because that was nice.
Yeah.
So I mean, a VIP lounge. If you were in a VIP lounge at Boston, that doesn't sound that bad.
VIP lounges are either like really nice and really relaxing, or filled with the worst people you've ever met,
Or both.
and mine was both. It was half people that were like really nice and really just wanted a nice quiet time.
Yeah.
And then a dude that was like, well, she found my slush fund, so I guess we're divorcing. And I'm like, I hate this. I hate this.
Saw Ben Affleck?
That's when you lean in. That's when you lean in and find out more information.
Tell me your digits. I want your slush fund.
That's when you quote Boston's most famous resident and just be like, I'm listening.
Which you have the mug for too.
So
incredible.
Yeah, I think we should just get into it.
Let's do it. I'm ready.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey everybody, welcome to You Have to Watch This podcast. I'm Alan.
I'm Ryan.
And I'm Devin.
And today we are gathered here in my basement. Because Devin's in town.
I am.
So we have a little bit of a different setup. Because I wanted to take advantage of my setup down here, because I haven't gotten a chance to use this for anything yet. And I was like, I can make this work for a podcast, and I think it's working.
Well, I didn't know that you're always over there, like
Yes.
just behind camera. I didn't know you had this much in front of you. I figured you were almost smack up against a wall.
Yeah.
So like, imagine my surprise that there was like a whole universe over here.
Yeah, I've got a couch. I've got 2 TVs, 3 Nintendos, 2 PlayStations, and an Xbox 360 in a pear tree.
Well, I'm happy that like we've talked a lot about you and your CRT TV, and I'm happy that I can see it in person right here. Is it off camera? It's off.
It's
camera.
off camera.
But I can see it. It's right here.
Like I could lean over right now and just turn on Home Alone on VHS.
You had Home Alone on
I
a
did.
second ago. I'm not mad about that. By the way, it does look really good on a CRT. Like
It does.
it looks good in a very nostalgic but not good way.
So the way I have it set up now is because I have the HD TV next to it.
Yeah.
For like when I want to play Spider-Man on my PlayStation. I just have to switch a HDMI cord over. If I want to watch something on like Peacock that's nostalgic and I want it on that CRT,
Yeah.
I can just do that.
Oh, that's
But I
cool.
still have I can still watch DVDs and VHS tapes and play the video games
Yeah,
that
see,
I want on it.
I didn't realize how how just like good it would look on that. Like, because you could tell it was made for it.
Well, that's one of those you watch standard def stuff on an HD TV. It looks like crap because it's not the standard def on a VHS. It's not made for that like transition from where it's playing from to where it's winding up. So when it's on an actual standard def television, it fills in that like static. I guess the best, or like the fuzziness. Like it fills that in. That's why when like people go back and watch, they put in like a standard def DVD into their Blu-ray player on their 4K TV. It looks like crap, and people are like, I don't remember it looking this bad when I was a kid. But yeah, that's because it was on a standard def TV for the right ratio, and it did look better.
Do you guys? You reminded me of something. Do you remember when they switched from standard def to high def?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, people were like, "Oh, these news anchors are now really ugly," or like camera tricks that worked really well for like this stuff stopped being able to work.
I worked at a news station where most of our footage, we went from standard def.
Yeah.
We went from standard def to HD.
Yeah.
And we had to like redo all of our B-roll, like our stock footage.
Oh wow! It just looked bad.
It didn't fit. It was all 4:3 instead of 16:9. So
did it ruin a show for you? Because it actually did for me. Like if you guys, because they did the switch, and for me, I was watching Battlestar Galactica at the time. Watching Battlestar Galactica in high def makes it look cheaper.
Oh yeah.
Than if you watch it in like standard def.
Well, that and there are some shows that didn't make the switch over to HD well.
Oh, okay.
So if you watch like Buffy on Netflix or whoever has it now, I think it's on Hulu. When they made that show HD, there are elements that you were never supposed to see, like off to the side.
What?
Like, yeah, because they always filmed it for widescreen, but so it was always widescreen, but it was never meant to be widescreen because they worked in what was called what I usually call is title safe. So you work in that square instead of the rectangles. There's things on the sides that you're not supposed to see. So you'll see lighting, you'll see crew members.
What?
Yeah.
That's incredible. Like if I watch it on Netflix, I'll see crew members in Buffy.
Yeah.
See.
Wow.
You see Joss Whedon just harassing people.
See, for me, it was sports. Because you would have like ESPN or NBC or the local sports channel would be showing a football game or a baseball game, and like the week prior, everything fit in the square on a standard def TV.
Yeah.
Like you could see, the little like opaque score box and the thing across the bottom, like it all fit.
Yeah.
And then when they went to go full on HD, and it went to where all of the leagues were finally like standard to where they were all filming in widescreen, they were all filming in HD, and this was still when you would have to get like a plasma flat screen TV.
Right.
Like this was back even then.
Right.
Then some of the broadcasts on the standard def TV, you could only see the bottom corner of the score box because it was being broadcasted in widescreen, and if you had a standard def TV, it was cutting the sides off.
Oh,
yeah.
So like you were seeing less of the picture.
I was gonna say I'm glad we don't.
That's what ruined for me.
I was gonna say I'm glad we don't have any of that now, but we do. Like with Disney Plus and what they did to The Simpsons. Like that's still a problem.
They fixed that.
Did they fix that?
There's an option in Disney Plus where you can go in and have it show you the 4:3. That's how I have it set.
Yeah.
Oh, does it apply to everything, or is it just for The Simpsons?
I think for everything.
For everything that is in 4:3, it'll show you that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I don't think they've gone through and remastered DuckTales into widescreen.
That's a shame. It is a gem, and they should.
That and Darkwing Ducks, all of that stuff.
Oh, man.
I
just want to talk about duck-based TV shows now.
You have to duck this podcast.
Gross.
But yeah, if you're watching on Instagram and are new to our show, You Have to Watch This podcast. Every week, one of us picks a movie that we haven't seen before. One of us hasn't seen before, and we talk about it. So usually, the last few weeks we've done some holiday themed things. We watched Gremlins last week. Violent Night was my pick. What was your pick?
Nightmare Before Christmas.
Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah.
But since we have one more show left in the year before Christmas, we're doing our holiday special, which is we each picked out a stop motion Christmas special from our childhoods that we wanted to watch that the others haven't seen. Because I think pretty much with the exception of mine, we hadn't seen each other's.
I'd never seen yours.
You'd never seen mine?
I'd never seen yours.
I was never able to say awake through that one before.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
all right.
So I technically
we've all never seen each other's movies then.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say we're breaking format already.
This is a perfect special.
Oh, yeah. I love it.
So we're gonna go through each one of those, and then we're gonna talk about holiday specials in general, I think, and then at the end of the show, we're going to talk a bit about. We'll look back at the year in film because this is our last show of the year. So we're going to talk about 2023 in film, and then look ahead to what's coming in 2024, and get as much out of us being in the same room, not having to look at screens.
Exactly.
Like, this is weird. Like the last time, like even when Ryan and I would do started the show in a closet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Years ago, like I would never get to look at Ryan. I would just have to watch the levels. But tonight, I have everything set. I can see the levels over there, so
Right.
we're good. But I can actually like look at you guys, and this is weird, and I love it.
I know, because I can actually have a conversation with you instead of like saying things.
It's just a conversation. If the audio's bad, let us know in the comments, and I'll try to fix it.
You can do it.
And I
live.
can actually slap you. You're in slapping distance now.
I gotta watch myself.
But yeah. So which special do we want to start with?
Oh boy.
Let's do the year they came out.
Okay, mine's 85.
Mine's 86, 87.
Let's start in the 80s. Or do we want? Or no? Do we want? Okay, yeah. I'm saying let's start in the 80s because I want to do mine last.
Okay,
because
yeah.
of the bonus work that we did with mine.
Let's do mine first then.
Okay.
Let's do mine first.
So tell us a bit about your special. that
So
you
mine,
picked,
I'm going to
Evan.
pull up my phone because I have all of my research on the phone here. Mine is The Life and Adventures of Santa Claus. This was a Rankin and Bass movie. It's actually, so they're the ones that did like Rudolph. They're the ones that did Frosty the Snowman. They're the ones that do, that year, they do Year Without Santa Claus, I think. But like this was apparently one of their very, very, very last movies that they had done. My pitch for this movie is, hey, do you want a little more Lord of the Rings in your Santa Claus movie? Then come watch this one. This movie I remember watching as a kid, and I remember thinking it was so cool because it doesn't just present to you Santa Claus, right? And like tell you like the story, because they do they do another Santa Claus origin story, these guys. And it has like that famous song, like One Foot in Front of the Other. This one fills in some things about the Santa like mythology. Like, how is he immortal, or why is he immortal? Why does he choose to go down a chimney? Was he in fact the inventor of the toy and the baby doll? So it answers some of these questions that like I've
That no
always
one
had.
had.
Yeah, I had.
That
Or
no
like,
one asked
or like,
for it.
how are these reindeer flying? Like it filled in those little gaps, and it was before I became jaded and cynical and hated prequel stories. So like I thought this was so cool when I was a little kid.
So you mentioned Santa Claus is Coming to Town,
Yeah, that one, yeah.
which I also watched this weekend because
Did you?
I went and visited my niece and nephew, and I got them to help me with my homework.
Yeah.
And by that I mean we watched Santa Claus is Coming to Town instead of yours, because they're children and I didn't want to scar them. But it's funny to me that this is the same people that made Santa Claus is Coming to Town, because that one hits the same exact beats. Like, why does he go down chimneys? Why do the reindeer fly?
Yeah.
Like it's just a completely redone origin story. Like it's like we're gonna redo the origin story but make it darker. It's like it's like when they rebooted Spider-Man
Yeah, they just
the
like
first time.
They
It's
just,
a
like,
Dark
scrapped
Crystal
it.
version of Santa Claus.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like one of my favorite parts of this is the first like 2 minutes of the movie, while the credits are still going on the screen, is they just introduce you to like 12 fantasy races that basically aren't addressed at all in the middle. Like they're the immortals, they're around a table, but like you don't need to know the difference between like the dark elf and the bat people. Like you never need to know this, but they really spend the time to get you to know it.
Yeah.
There was that song that they kept chanting.
Yeah.
What are they? I repressed it already.
No, I
watched
forget
it
to.
this afternoon.
No, I forget to.
Yeah.
But no, they keep coming back to a song.
I treat this movie kind of like Marvel's The Eternals. Like I saw it. I know it's a thing.
Yeah. You'll never watch this again?
It's if I was more into fantasy, like if
Yeah.
I wanted more fantasy in my Christmas stuff,
Yeah.
sure. But I don't want more fantasy in my Christmas stuff.
Well, I think that's why I like it, right? Like, 'cause I think like it does something interesting with the Christmas ethos. You're giving me that look, and I can't wait to.
I'm just
talk to you
I'm just
about
waiting.
this.
Yeah.
It does something with the Christmas ethos where it like broadens the genre, right? It's like a Christmas heist movie. Like they're like, this is Christmas fantasy.
Yeah.
Ryan, what did you think?
Oh God, Devin.
Did you know like?
So this is like, okay, so halfway through the movie, I was thinking to myself, this is the same guy that yelled at the kindergarten teacher to turn off Mary Poppins because he thought like a dancing penguin was too much in a live action movie.
Yeah.
And this is what you having us watch. But I said before in our group chat that there was a moment 3 minutes in where it just summed up you as a child and a bunch of stuff was answered for me. And it was when the little like elf helper dude
Yeah.
like said goodbye or thank you in like 15 different languages.
Yeah.
And the guy's just standing there like, "Are you done yet?" and it's like that scene happened, and I'm like, that explains everything. If Devin found this funny as a child,
Then that totally explains
that
it.
explains so much about you.
Okay, that elf thing was my favorite part of this movie growing up. Watching it again as an adult, is he a little questionable, like in terms of like his appropriateness? Because there are a couple of times I'm like, he's like edging onto like some weird stereotype,
Yeah.
like
I
territory.
think it's just because of all the different languages he goes through.
It might be like because maybe I was looking too deep into it. when I
My
saw
favorite moment with him is like the Santa characters. Like, so what language are we going to learn today?
It. Yeah.
Finch. Oh, bonjour. No, not French. Finch. And he starts talking like a bird.
Yeah, I thought that was
Yeah.
really funny. Like I thought he added. I mean, I don't know that I needed like also a lioness around Santa Claus, but like he's like a believable like first elf. Like I thought he was pretty cool, and like the other
That's-
elves base themselves off of him. That's a
I
good
just-
mentor.
The whole beginning of this movie, I couldn't like the rest of the movie was decent for the whole like fantasy genre and like Santa Claus, his origin story. Like it's fine.
Yeah.
I definitely felt like it could have used Hellboy a little bit because it almost felt like Hellboy 2, just
Right in
kind
the middle of it?
missing. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like just the beginning of, like you said, like all of these mystery races that they don't address ever. But I mean, like the funny thing was, it was like, here's the queen of this race, here's the king of this race, here's the wizard of this race, here's the leader of the wind demons, and then here's the leader of this race, and here's
Yeah.
this. It's like, it was so weird. It was like pleasant, death, pleasant,
yep.
pleasant.
Did that not make your imagination go though? Like, what are the wind demons doing for like the rest of the year when they're not
I was
making
waiting
Santa
for them
Claus
to
immortal?
like. I was waiting for them to do something with one of them, and they never did.
No. They reference the fact that he knows the immortals early or later when he's fighting the thing that was a gorilla with a few horns pasted to it.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was weird. And,
No.
and then it was like the like head immortal dude that has like the tree growing
yeah.
out of his head's like, immortals forward, and then they show them going to battle in like 5 seconds, like, we won.
Yeah, but there are like new immortals in that too.
Yeah,
Like,
like,
they like
it's-
have a whole dragon that they don't discuss, and they're just
Yeah.
like, "There's a dragon now."
Yeah. So I mean,
Yeah.
but my main thing with this is the language, the script, the writing,
Yeah.
the phonetics
Mhm.
of just everything, because I felt like I was listening to someone reading a fantasy book.
Yeah.
Just the way that they were talking.
Oh, that's what I
Like,
loved. Yeah.
It was even more like there are points in Lord of the Rings where I'm like, this sounds like I'm listening to stereo instructions. And then this is just like goes so far beyond that with like how, with, you know, like the type of words they use in the speech.
What is the stereo instructions in Lord of the Rings? Is it when they're like telling you how many like rings are handed out to which race?
There's that's whenever someone is trying to be impactful or they're trying to be stern and they try to say something and they have to like list like the background of the problem and then the problem itself and then talk about the future aspects of the decision that has to be made based on that problem.
Yeah.
That's when it gets into the whole like fantasy talk.
Oh yeah.
That like you get in the books, you get in the movies, you get in
Yeah.
the video games. Like there's like a certain cadence to like how things are spoken.
Mhm.
This whole movie is just that.
Oh, but it's so good.
For you, yeah. It's
Like what this
perfect.
was missing was just the voiceover by Kate Blanchett.
That would have been
So,
perfect.
yeah.
Oh, we need to remake it.
We do.
Okay.
No.
Us in the basement.
We do not.
Yep.
I'm trying to think if there's anything. What really stood out to me, like after, like it really did baffle me about like how similar it is to Santa Claus is coming to town. Like almost
Yeah.
like the Santa model is even the same.
It is.
The only thing that's missing is Mickey Rooney's voice.
Yeah. They reuse a lot of stuff in these,
Yeah.
I realize, because like I think his mom, his like fairy mom, I think it's the same model with a different wig as like his like love interest in Santa Claus is Coming to Town. Like I think they just put red hair on her.
It's very similar.
Yeah, like there's a lot that they use
and there's
that are
about
between
like
these.
20 years in between these. So
Was Santa Claus Coming to Town that old?
Yeah,
I
they're
didn't-
from the 60s,
Yeah,
man.
they're all. From
Are
the
they
60s,
really?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're from the 60s.
Wow. Okay, I didn't know. Yeah.
And that's why I made the joke about going by year, because either Alan would have to go first or go last.
So hold on. Did the animation? And this is one thing that I think that. So I was watching Rudolph, like it was on.
Yeah.
And the animation in this looks a lot better. Like you can tell they have the stop motion down a lot better,
Yeah.
I think, than they've had. Did you guys catch that too? Or
Well, yeah. I mean, the thing is, especially the people that did the movie, this Santa Claus life and the life and adventures of
Yeah.
Santa Claus, and like Rudolph and A Year Without a Santa Claus and stuff like that. Those people that like did those movies, just like hand drawn animation,
Mhm.
claymation also has its own look and feel to it,
It
depending
does.
on who's doing it, and it helps when you have like pristine models you're working with,
Mhm.
which they had in those movies,
Yeah.
it to kind of like help that along and kind of like help the feel of it.
Yeah.
The other thing is like when you get into the 80s, like you're into post Star Wars stuff. So like
Oh yeah.
the models and animation, everything's gotten a little bit better because you have video playback and you can. The technology had advanced enough that you have. It's easier to go frame by frame with
Got
that
it.
stuff. So you're
Yeah.
able to do more and not able to hide, not able to see the strings as clearly when you watch it.
Could you see the strings in this one? I didn't actually wasn't even on the
Well,
lookout for it.
I can see the strings in Year Without a Santa Claus.
Could you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
in spots. Yeah,
No way.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys will have to tell me when.
yeah. That's
'cause
how
I
they're
didn't.
holding up John Goodman. Yeah. Anything else on what is it called? The
Life and Adventure of Santa.
Claus.
And by the way, this is the most annoying title in the world. Did you guys try Googling this?
No.
So
I
Yeah.
went on to before you helped us find
Yeah.
where the movie was. I was on Prime typing it into.
oh yeah.
Typing it into that, and it was really weird because like I put in the life and I used the and symbol because that's what was on the poster,
Right.
and it loaded up with like the selection of like all of the claymation Santa
Yeah.
Claus type Christmas movies,
Mhm.
and it was on there for its split second, and then it refreshed on my Xbox and then it disappeared. I'm like, okay, so I put in and
Yeah.
it didn't show up. I had to spell out the entire thing for it to show up, and then eventually you helped.
And you were doing it on the Xbox, which means it was a pain to type.
yeah,
Too.
type.
Oh.
So I just had a realization looking at Jules Bass's IMDb page.
Yeah.
Funnily enough, none of the specials that we're talking about at all are in his top 4.
They're not in his top 4?
Not directly.
That doesn't make any sense.
But it made me realize something about this one.
yeah.
They made this one after they did the Hobbit and the Lord of the Rings film.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
So that explains why it seems a little bit more.
They probably had that
Fantasy.
on the mind. Like,
Yeah.
that makes total sense.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
But Jules Bass's top 4 on IMDb are The Hobbit, which is what made me think of that.
Makes sense.
The Last Unicorn in 1982.
Mhm.
Daydreamers, which I don't know what that is, and then Batman and Robin, because there's a bit of Year Without a Santa Claus in Batman and Robin, which we'll talk about later.
Yeah, I
So,
missed that.
yeah.
I did not know. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. There's elements of mine that I want to bring up when we talk about yours.
Okay.
I don't want to talk about it now because it's more themes that
Yeah.
I'm noticing in Rankin and Bass movies.
Yeah.
So I'll bring it up later, but I don't want to hit it now because we'll have to bring yours in.
Let's jump topics a little bit and talk
Yes.
about the California Raisins.
Yes.
Ryan, tell us a bit about your animated special pick.
Okay, so
for-
my pick is called Claymation Christmas Celebration, and it was directed by Will Vinton, Vinton, Vinton.
I'd say Vinton.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Vinton.
Yeah.
And then written by Ralph Liddle. Liddle.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sounds
there
right.
we go.
Vinton.
So I'm just going to read the description like I did to you guys before. Two hosting prehistoric dinosaurs, Rex and Herb, guide you along a typical small town's Christmas Carol celebration. I'm just going to stop it there. This came out in 1987. I was 3 when this came out. And I remember watching, this is one of my earliest Christmas memories, is sitting down in the living room of our old house in Alton with the Christmas tree up, watching this and really hearing some of these Christmas carols for the first time.
Oh, wow.
That
Weird.
I can consciously remember hearing them
Sure.
and, like that whole thing. And the weirdness of it, I just fell in love with it, and I know the claymation is extremely ugly. I know that it's weird, but I don't care. I was telling the guys I had this like little like this weird system for like how I judge Christmas like carols, like songs, and I use that same thing for like weird Christmas stuff. And based off my category that I told you guys that ranked Dominic the Donkey as the best Christmas song ever written, this is the best TV Christmas special ever made.
I mean, that makes sense. If that's your if that's your system, man,
Yeah.
you hit it.
You can hear more about Ryan's system in our bonus episode dropping on Christmas Eve.
Oh, yeah. Good.
So I'm aware of the California Raisins.
Yeah.
I am aware that they did a Christmas thing
Yeah.
because it became a bit on The Simpsons.
Yeah.
Did it?
Yeah, there's a bit. I think it's the California Prunes, and they do a song called "Oh Pruny Night,"
Yeah.
which
like that.
comes on shuffle on my phone occasionally. It's like, no, the California Prunes with
Yeah.
Oh, pretty
"Oh
nice.
Pruny Night." Like,
That's
yeah,
incredible.
it's- yeah. This was better than Devin's.
Oh, no.
Yes.
I don't know that I agree with that.
It's the temptation I had to go buy a box of Eggo waffles.
yeah,
Yeah.
all
Just have
right.
them
Yeah.
ready for this.
I really
Which-
wanted.
Did you buy it?
to-
Oh.
I really wanted to stop by a grocery store and just sit here eating waffles just as we were doing the whole show. Just off that, because one of the characters, one of the dinosaurs, Herb, is a triceratops, and one of the running jokes in the show is that you've got these caroling troops show up of like random animals, and they're singing the same song, but they're singing it wrong. Instead of like wassailing, they're singing something else. And the first group to show up is saying waffling, and Herb is just eating the entire special, and he's just eating waffles then throughout the entire thing. And yeah. Like it's the reason why I like this is because it is literally just the music.
Yeah, I mean,
It
well,
is
that's
literally just classic Christmas songs.
that's what the special is. I mean, there's
Yeah.
almost like no like the bits in between like aren't plot. The bits in between are introducing the songs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just stupid humor. Like
Yeah.
it's just stupid puns and jokes.
It's a vehicle for doing cool different things for each song, which I
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Yeah. Now I was watching this with Kristen,
Okay.
and she couldn't get past the first song because of how like demented the animation is.
Oh, I loved it.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, I
she
loved it.
saw the like it was the three wise men and the camels, and she was watching, she was like, why are they so ugly?
Oh,
And I asked, I was like, the wise men or the camels? She
Yes.
and she goes, everything.
all right. So I didn't think this was ugly. I actually thought this was like really charming. Like I know that it's different from stop motion. Like it's
Yeah.
not as clean with the lines
Yeah.
because it's
Yeah.
made of clay. But like I really liked the style of this.
Well, that was like Kristen Moore grew up with like what you guys are
The
doing.
Rankin Bass stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so like, and the only other thing that I can think of that had this type of animation was that dinosaurs thing I told you about weeks ago that I finally came across. on that.
Oh yeah.
Where I forget that kid's name. He was the one that was in The Princess Bride. He was the one in bed.
Matthew
Fred
McConaughey.
Savage?
What?
Fred Savage.
Fred Savage, not Matthew McConaughey. Fred Savage.
That's why I'm your man.
Go back to Europe.
Sorry about that, but anyway, so he's in that dinosaur thing, and it's live
Oh.
action at first, and then it goes from like Fred Savage to like drawings to like plastic models to clay animation,
Mm-hmm.
and then it goes from clay animation to like a chalkboard type thing. I really suggest you see it, but like
Yeah.
it's the same animation that like these two had, and they were made around the same time. So I just figured it was like a late '80s thing. There was some type of style.
Well, I think I was a huge fan of Gumby growing up.
It's that kind
Yeah,
of
and
animation.
Gumby was this too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you guys do Gumby?
I did for a bit.
Yeah.
Like I remember having a Gumby toy and a Pokey toy.
Yeah.
And then for some reason in college there was a Gumby's Pizza and
Wait, like themed after like the.
yeah, like
Yeah.
that was their logo.
What?
I'm like, did he go public domain or
Did he?
Did you guys just not get sued?
Can we
Like,
call this the Gumby cast?
I'm pretty sure they're closed now.
Oh,
Yeah.
never mind. Maybe it's bad.
Um,
But yeah, they had
Yeah.
it was Gumby's Pizza with Pokey sticks and
It's so
Yeah.
weird.
yeah.
Yeah,
I feel like we got
We must
one.
have.
I was there the one time
was
I went up
probably
to
not in my
visit
right
Chris.
mind.
yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so it's just like it's the music I like, the skits I like in it, and like there are things that I've always remembered about this because I forgot about this for a long time, like the name of it, but like Christmas every year Christmas would come around and I'd hear certain songs and I'd get flashes in my head of things and I'm like, I know this was something that I watched when I was a kid.
Yeah.
What is it? And then I finally found it when I was trying to find stuff to pick for this. But like there are three things that are always iconic to me with this special, and the bells with the Hunchback of Notre Dame.
thought that was fun.
being
Yeah.
the conductor, that has always been stuck in my head. Obviously, the California Raisins, and then them doing the shuffle off into the sky as Santa's sleigh. And Rex and Herb. And Herb eating, and Rex going like, "You're disgusting."
waffle shaming.
Yeah,
Waffle
really.
shaming.
Yeah. Rex had that voice that I really like, where he was. I don't know. His like voice is very like.
It's very British and proper.
Give me a pretentious voice.
Yeah,
And then you get Rex's voice. Like I thought that was a lot of fun.
yeah.
Quit
Yes.
eating waffles.
Yeah.
Like,
What? Okay. What does wassailing mean?
Well, I don't know. They
Singing.
said it in the special.
Is it singing?
Yeah,
Is
it's
that all it
singing.
is? Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like every Christmas I like forget what wassailing means, learn it, go, oh, that's less fun than I thought, and then forget it again for next year. So
yeah, it's just
It's just
like
singing.
here we go, Caroline.
okay, well, join us next year where I ask the same question.
Yeah. But to close this up,
Yeah.
I got so annoyed trying to watch it on the site that it's on that I just straight up bought the DVD off Amazon. And the DVD came with that I had no idea that there was a Halloween special that they did and an Easter special that they did.
Oh boy, I can't wait for Easter now.
You gotta
And
do it.
So,
You gotta do it,
So
man.
there's that. And then also when I was looking things up, the same people with Rex and Herb did a thing called Festival of Claymation that also came out in 1987. I'm waiting for the signal down
This
here.
sounds
to load.
familiar though. Now that you're saying it.
Yeah, it's called Festival of Claymation.
You
It's
should
it's
sell my
got Rex
Wi-Fi
and
for
Herb unavailable.
Oh.
Inconceivable. Oh,
Yeah, so I got.
IMDb, I love you.
I can't load
It's
it
all
at the
right.
moment.
Oh,
But,
there it is.
oh, here we go. It went back.
That's all right. I feel like
There we go. A collection of Will Vinton's claymation films hosted by two dinosaurs.
I've seen this. I've 100% seen this.
Yeah, so
Yeah, there's a black
there's
and white
also
part
that
I've seen.
too.
Yeah.
And then in 1988, if you want more California Raisins,
No.
there was a thing called Meet the Raisins, which is an actual special, and that was created by Barry Bruce.
Have they done a behind the music on the California Raisins yet?
They had to have, right?
Yeah.
Like
Everyone else is getting documentaries. I want to see that one.
This special
yes.
mockumentary shows the California Raisins' humble beginnings.
there it is.
I want to
Rise
see.
to stardom, fall from stardom, and rise back to stardom again.
Oh,
This is from 1988.
Oh.
I want to see a modern, serious take on
Yes.
what was going on with the California raisins.
There's
Why
a
were they such
picture
thing?
here.
This is
of
what we do
the-
next.
Because
Of the California raisins
Yeah.
rowing a Viking boat.
I don't really know. I wasn't really exposed to the California raisins growing
No,
up.
me neither.
But I
Yeah.
had a sleeping bag that was a California raisins that we got at like a yard sale that my neighbor had, I think.
That's incredible.
We got a California raisin sleeping bag for
Yeah.
some reason.
You see, I had figures when I was growing up because the thing is, there's 5 years between me and you guys.
Yeah.
And so it's really weird between like the 80s to like now. Entertainment advanced so quickly that a 5-year gap,
It's a lot.
it's a lot. And so like I remember watching California Raisin specials. I remember them being on TV a lot. I had the figures. I think I had a favorite one at one point. I don't remember who it
It's a
was though
saxophone
now.
one.
I feel
But,
like
yeah.
they were on the Tonight Show at one point, and then at that point, Johnny Carson's like, "Okay, I'm going to retire now."
Wait,
So-
were they actually on the Tonight Show?
It sounds like something.
sounds
happened.
right.
It sounds right.
They were
Yeah.
like a cultural moment that like passed me up.
Yeah, no, I definitely remember being like, I mean, like I was like a little kid.
So do
Yeah.
you guys prefer the claymation or the stop motion stuff? Like, if you had to pick a style, like you're making a Christmas special.
No,
instead of
I'm
picking-
doing the style of
doing
the stuff that is
claymation.
in here. Yeah.
I would do the style, the Rankin Bass style.
Yeah, would you?
Because it just it's nostalgic for me.
Yeah.
Like I never saw these on air, but I saw that. Like it just reminds me. Like it just seems. It reminds me of Christmas. Whenever I see
yeah.
anything like that.
Well, they were always on ABC. ABC
Yeah.
did like the 12 Days of Christmas or whatever,
Yeah.
and like this is what played.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it for me, and we'll get into it. I'll get into this a little bit more when we talk about yours.
Well, the version of yours that I watched
Yeah.
had the ABC,
ABC
family.
logo in
Yeah,
the bottom.
yeah, yeah.
And then the
Same
commercial
here.
for the Tom Arnold
Yeah.
Christmas movie that was
Yeah.
about to premiere.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So
But yeah, but
I found a good
we'll
one.
get into it more. I'll get into it more when we talk about
Yeah.
yours. It's just I haven't seen a lot of that
That style.
Truo's work.
Oh, really?
I haven't seen a lot of it.
Oh, I had
And
when I
there's
was.
and there's reasons,
Well,
and we'll talk about it when
okay.
we get into that.
What's amazing about all these specials, and we're talking about things that you can't find legally. Just, like
Yeah.
you can't things you can't find easily to stream.
Right.
Yeah.
A lot of it is people uploading recordings from VCRs
Because they care about it.
because people care about it and they put it out there. So like when I watched Santa Claus is Coming to Town, it was recorded from TV and still had commercials on it.
Oh man.
And one of so I'm watching it with my 7-year-old niece, and a McDonald's commercial comes on, and my niece only knows McDonald's today.
Yeah.
She's vaguely familiar with the concept of Ronald McDonald, but the only thing she knows about Grimace is the Grimace
Oh,
shakes.
no.
So Grimace comes on the TV, and she's like, "Oh my God, Grimace! He's gonna kill everyone!"
Grimace was probably the Grimace. Okay, so I remember going to McDonald's like in the early '90s.
Yeah.
With like the actual people in costumes.
Oh, yeah.
Like
Yeah.
for events, and I remember Grimace being like the best one to go see because the costume was so big they couldn't actually like hug you, so
Oh,
Grimace
yeah.
would just like stick his arm out and you just kind of like stand next to him, and so like I always felt the most comfortable with Grimace. So as far as I'm concerned, Grimace is the best one.
I like Grimace.
He's the most understanding.
He
He
is.
is the most accepting.
He's
He is the
anything.
most respectful of personal space.
Yeah.
The other funny thing is like so there was that one commercial with Ronald and Birdie and
Oh
Grimace.
wow, I forgot about Birdie.
Yeah. And then there was a McNugget Buddies commercial.
Oh.
And then I was like, I think they just brought back the McNugget Buddies. So on the
Yeah.
way back from Virginia, I stopped McDonald's.
Did you got a McNugget buddy?
I got a McNugget Buddy.
Oh, I'm so jealous. Can I see?
Yeah.
Oh, this is incredible. I'm gonna go. I gotta get one of these.
Yeah.
This is so cool.
Let's go after the show. Group trip to McDonald's.
I'm not mad. Did you get these? Do you have these? McNugget buddies?
No.
Why?
You can get a McNugget meal to get that too.
You get a McNugget meal to get it? Okay, you have
McNuggets
to.
or
Because
a
I'm
Big
sitting
Mac.
here and my heart rate is 85
My-
just sitting here.
my-
That's why I haven't gotten McDonald's.
My favorite thing is
Alright.
this one looks like Martin Short in the Santa Claus 3.
Yeah, it does.
Oh, it does.
Yeah.
Oh, did you get to pick your McNugget buddy?
No.
But when I saw the ones that they had, I was like, I hope we get that one, and we got that one.
Oh, that's very cool.
But I got it for my wife who didn't go with me, so I had to wait until I got back to Pennsylvania to see what she got, and she opened that. I was like, I got the cool one. Yeah. Pun intended.
Oh, well done. I'm so jealous.
Yeah. So let's talk about my pick,
Yes.
which was 1970s. So it's in the 70s, not the 60s. Year Without a Santa Claus, starring Mickey Rooney. This is based on a book. Because I remember them reading the book to us in like first or second grade, and that was my introduction to Year Without a Santa Claus. Was reading the book and then watching the special in the Oak Flat Library.
Wow.
But I had the realization, it's like, oh, I know this from Batman and Robin, because there's a scene where at the beginning of the movie when Mr. Freeze is just at his lair and it shows him hiding out in the ice cream factory, and you just hear
What, really?
So it's Mr. Freeze with all his goons. Freeze like
Yeah.
he's like, come on, sing.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm Mr. Light Christmas. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a scene?
Yeah, that's
And that's a scene.
It made the cut.
Yeah,
I
that's in the movie.
forgot about that. I completely forgot about
And
that.
that is why
Wow.
that's number 3 on Joel Bass's IMDb page, because he wrote that song.
Wow.
But I think Heat Miser and Snow Miser are one of the reasons I like this movie so much.
Oh,
is
they're
like,
iconic.
they're iconic.
Mhm.
And Mickey Rooney returning as Santa Claus, because he was Santa
Mhm.
in Santa Claus is Coming to Town.
Mhm.
That's what I know Mickey Rooney from, like that, and the one thing that we don't talk about that Mickey Rooney
Yeah.
did, where he played an Asian guy.
Yeah.
We don't talk about
Yeah,
that.
no.
We talk about Santa Claus and that Disney Channel
This
movie he was in.
Was he a Disney Channel movie?
He was in Phantom of the Megaplex.
Oh, he was.
But yeah, it's Heat Miser and Snow Miser. It's Blue Christmas, which is random.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
I forgot that was in this.
Yeah, that was weird.
I forgot a lot of the musical numbers are in this.
All of them were forgettable except for like the Blue Christmas, which took me a while to be like, this is the Elvis song, right?
When it was the Elvis song first.
Oh, so this is the
Yeah.
cover of the Elvis song.
Yeah, they just cover an Elvis song in this, which is ballsy to
It
do.
is
in
ballsy.
but it's also 1970s, so it's like
Yeah.
Elvis hasn't really had his comeback yet,
Did you?
or he was about to. Like,
Did it work for you though? I don't think I liked it.
what?
I don't
Blue
think I liked the
Christmas?
Blue Christmas part. I'm gonna be honest.
I mean, I like the idea of Santa Claus having to be reminded what Christmas is about,
Yeah.
and
yeah.
I think this does a good job of reminding everyone of that. Like, if Santa Claus can lose the Christmas spirit, I think we all can be reminded somehow. And if it's a little girl with like hot glue on her
I
eye,
know. That's what killed me.
Ryan, what did you think of this? Because I know you're not familiar with these too much.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna lie, this was a struggle.
Was
Okay.
it really?
And it's not because it's the Year Without a Santa Claus. The only one of this line of movies that I can routinely watch is Rudolph.
Okay.
Because when you get into like a people-centric storyline with that type of animation,
Mhm.
I fall asleep.
Why is that?
I don't know. I don't know if it's the pacing. I don't know if it's their faces, the way that they I don't know what it is. I really don't. And believe me, I have tried. I've tried to watch Year Without a Santa Claus, or the Christmas is Coming to Town, because like I really like Rudolph. I really, really like it. And because of how I deal with the other ones, I shouldn't. So I've always tried to like watch these. And I have to say, I did like the bit, because I don't remember it, where they're chasing the deer down the street dressed as a dog.
Yeah.
I thought that was funny. And other things here and there, but like I'm trying to like my brain was so focused on yours and then me trying to remember stuff for mine that like I'm kind
ruined
of
you.
going back into like
Yeah.
my thing like I was watching it. I really was watching it.
Yeah.
I don't remember most of it.
That's fine.
Look, I liked this a lot, but it does the Rankin and Bass thing that I wanted to talk about when I said about mine, where I feel like in all of these movies, there's a subplot that you just don't need.
Okay.
And like in mine, it was that subplot about the like him not being allowed in this valley and this gorilla with horns like glued onto his head, like was real mad at him being there and it didn't matter. And in yours, there's a lot of minutia about getting this reindeer back from the pound that I'm like, I don't need this.
Well, that's what gets Santa up and about, is getting the reindeer.
Well, I think that was my problem with it is I've never seen this before. I don't know that I needed that much Santa. Like I was like, okay, Year Without Santa. He's sick in the beginning. He's going to be in bed. This is a Mrs. Claus show. And I remember at about the 50% mark, I went, he's in this a lot for it being a year without Santa.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't hate it. I like this a lot more than Ryan liked it. I think it's a classic. There are parts that worked and didn't work for me, but it's a Christmas special movie. Like,
Yeah.
It's not. Yeah,
I will totally say that it's a classic. Just because it's not my thing doesn't mean it's not a classic.
Yeah,
I will say that.
yeah. No, I mean that's fair.
But it's just it's like, and that's why that I wanted to stress, like, it's not just this movie.
Yeah.
Like, it's the rest of their collective stuff that
Yeah.
I'm just like, why can't I get into this?
Yeah.
Well, this is such a classic that in 2006 they remade it with a live action version. Did you guys watch it?
I've seen the one musical number.
Okay.
That's absolutely
I watched-
ridiculous.
Why did you do
I
this?
watched most of it.
You watched most of it. You didn't finish it.
So
Tell me. all
so
about it.
I put this. My sister, and my niece and nephew watched the original with me.
Did they like it? By the way,
They did like it.
Do
They
those
did
hold
like-
up for like the
They
modern
did,
generation
yeah.
of kids?
They
Okay.
were invested in it. I think my niece liked the Santa Claus is Coming to Town more.
Sure.
But she liked the original Year Without a Santa Claus pretty much, and then we put on the live action one, and she looks at the screen, she's like, "No, thank you," just left. So the live action remake stars John Goodman as Santa Claus, Chris Kattan as the head elf Sparky, Ethan Slurpley as Jingle,
Okay.
one of the elves, and then Jingle and I guess it's Jingle and Jingle in this one. The other Jingle is played by Eddie Griffin.
Oh.
And then Delta Burke plays Mrs. Claus. The names that drew me into this, besides John Goodman as Santa,
Are these two?
were Michael McKean as Snow Miser
Mhm.
and Harvey Fierstein. David, why did you send my mother to
Yeah.
Atlanta?
Yeah.
Harvey Fierstein as Heat Miser.
Yeah.
Because that's the bit that I had seen before. And that's the only musical number left in this, is the Snow Miser and Heat
They don't do
Miser
Blue
song.
Christmas?
I didn't get that far.
I mean, all of the other ones aren't good. Like, there's like the mayor singing about
so
snow.
we're watching it,
Yeah.
and it got to the point where Snow Miser and Heat Miser are boxing each other, and Santa comes in and stops them and calls their Mother Nature, played by Carol Kane, which is also fantastic casting.
Yeah.
Like the casting for this is phenomenal.
Yeah.
And it works for that. But as my sister and I looked at each other like, do you just want to stop this here? So
hold on.
we just stopped it.
I gotta know though, is this earnest? Like, is this an earnest attempt at a live action remake? Because this feels like a college humor thing.
No, it's an earnest attempt at it. Like it's
Oh, no.
it's not. I think they bit off more than they could chew. I think it's a lot campier than they wanted it to be.
Okay.
But anything that you cast Chris Kattan in,
Yeah.
that happens.
Yeah.
Because the elf stuff in Southtown works. The mayor stuff with his kid.
Oh, does that work?
It works a little bit.
Yeah.
Because the mayor's like they're trying to buy out. Someone's trying to buy out like 2006 corporate greed stuff, like housing.
Oh, fun.
market and all
Okay.
that.
So they like beef that bit out a little
They
bit
beef
more.
that out.
Okay.
Bit out a little bit more. But I didn't finish it, so I can't really say on the whole thing.
Man.
But I meant to, and I just forgot.
I
I
okay.
don't blame you.
No, well, hold on. What made you stop? Was it just like it was too campy to the point where it was just bad?
It was late,
Okay.
and the kids were both exhausted.
Not into it.
and we were just like, let's just call it here. And we meant to go back and finish it, and just never did. So
Yeah, it's such a shame that this was an earnest attempt because I always thought it was a joke.
I think I think there were two minds of it. Like
Yeah.
somebody was like trying to do an earnest attempt, but somebody else was like, you know what? No.
And like that guy won most
and
of the
I
arguments.
think the other part that like I was watching it and like John Goodman doesn't look like healthy in it.
Oh,
And I was like, I'm curious about something. So I
Yeah.
looked up when John Goodman stopped drinking,
oh no,
and it was right after this.
oh no.
You want to move on? Because he saw it and he's like, I gotta stop drinking.
This was like the point where
You know,
he's like,
that, and I
"This is
think
always
that
going
kind
up."
of, that's what I thought too, and it kind of took me out of it. 'Cause I was
Oh,
like, oh, that makes it sad.
this could be. Yeah, that does make it sad.
This was the movie. This was his low point. This was him waking up from being passed out in a place he'd never been before.
Oh,
That's what this was.
And there are some subtle jokes to other things. Like at the beginning, Christopher Tan's character is like, "Oh, I should have been a dentist." Like, but I definitely will watch the original every year.
I mean, I'm going to now.
Yeah,
Like,
the live action one is a chore.
it feels like a novelty, right? It feels
Yeah.
like it's almost like a drinking game, right? Like you put it on.
I want to
like-
meet the person
Yeah.
who seriously says that they prefer the live action one over the.
There's gotta be
original.
people.
I would love to like hear an interview. Like if I ever get a chance to interview Michael McKean or Harvey Fierstein,
Yeah.
I want to ask them about this.
It feels like something went on with this one.
Because especially with their parts, like they're the parts that seem like they're in on the joke. Because Michael McKean is pretty much winking at the camera the whole time.
Wow.
Because he like does a thing where he shoots out an icicle cane, and he just like looks at the camera like and just winks, and then starts singing "I'm Mr. Snow." Like
Yeah.
the musical number is so bizarre because it doesn't fit. 'Cause
No, it
there's no other
doesn't.
musical numbers. There's no like I Believe in Santa Claus or
Yeah.
any of that.
That's so strange.
Mm.
I almost. So I was hoping that you had like loved this and were going to try to sell me on this.
Oh, I think you would love it for the wrong reasons.
Right, and I'm
Yeah.
sure I would. Like this seems like the same reason I like The Room, or the same reason that I like, I don't know, was it Llama Apocalypse? Like
Velocipaster.
Velocipaster. Like
Yeah.
this now makes my like list of good bad movies, I think.
FDR, American Badass.
Yes, exactly. Like those this is like of that quality now for me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that does it for our holiday special.
I loved this.
Second.
So hold on. Are any of these going to be added to your it sounds like each and every one of us has our own special on our own yearly rotation.
Mm-hmm.
Will either of you be adding the other two to your yearly rotation now?
I could probably add the songs from Ryan's to like, my Christmas playlist.
Okay. I actually liked the arrangements of your songs, by the
Yeah.
way. I thought they were very cool.
Yeah, and that's one of the things is why like watching it, why I'm like, oh my god, I'm so happy I found this because
Yeah.
like they're all classic Christmas, like legit Christmas songs.
Yeah.
or like carols and hymns.
Mhm.
And the thing is like just like Alan, like we grew up Catholic.
Mhm.
So like I went to mass every Sunday and I went to like Christmas mass every single year.
Yeah.
Like growing up. And so like even though not all of these songs are like hymns, some of them are.
Yeah.
And would show up at church. And I think that's one of the reasons why I liked it so much as a kid, because like it took these that I thought were boring songs
And made
that
them
everyone
cool.
was singing tone deafly in church.
Yeah.
And it made it fun. And yeah, I mean that was one of the draws to me watching it now, was like having those memories. I think I told you guys that like when I was trying to find this, and I found it, and I even on mute, I watched like the first 3 seconds, and like I had one of those weird memory things where I could smell the living room of like our old house in Alton. It was just, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like something triggers, and then you
Yeah.
get just kind of like your like your senses have almost like a memory,
Yeah.
and it just like you'd be like, oh my god, I haven't smelt that in 15 years. It's
Yeah.
like I had one of those moments.
Yeah. That's why I like this, man. That's why I like movies. Like they, especially if you watch them young, they tie you right back to that like scene or that part. Like I love that.
That's why I like watching things on the VCR that we
Yeah.
were talking about before, because like I'll rewind the tapes to beginning of tapes, like maybe not the original tapes that I had when I was growing up, but the same prints.
Yeah.
So it's the same previews, and I forget what was on there.
Oh yeah.
So like it's just like complete nostalgia
Oh, it is.
of
The Pizza Hut commercial that used to play at the beginning of the first Ninja Turtle movie on VHS was with the kid at the playing baseball, and like he puts his glove up, and you don't know if he catches it or not, and then the next thing you know is they're at Pizza Hut, and yeah, like that stuff like that.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I feel like, especially around Christmas, there are commercials and like pieces of media that have just stuck around forever. And I don't typically watch TV, but I had it the other night where the TV was on, and that Santa Claus M&M's commercial came on, where they're like, "They do exist." They go, "He does exist," and then like they
That's been
all
around since I
fade.
was in high school.
That's been around forever, right? Like that one. And
I
then
feel
there
like
was
it's been around since I've been in high school.
there was one where there's a palm tree and someone's singing "Oh Christmas Tree." So it's like a house, and then there's like a line of palm trees.
Oh, Corona.
Is it Corona?
I
and
believe
then
that's
then the
Corona.
Christmas tree lights up.
Yeah.
And, or the
That's
palm
been
tree.
around since the 90s.
That's been around forever too.
Yeah.
And then the Hershey Kisses Bell one.
Carol of the
Yeah.
Bells, the
Yeah.
Hershey Kisses. Yeah, that's still going.
And then the other one, just this is probably a Pennsylvania thing, but the carolers doing 5 cash 5s. Like,
Oh yeah.
like that one, they just insert
I
the
can't
new
get away
shot
from
of
my
the
work.
new scratch off lottery
Like,
ticket.
let's keep reusing it though.
Yeah,
I can't get away from my
you
work.
can't.
It's
no.
incredible though. Like I love how much nostalgia is tied to Christmas stuff in
Here.
general. Like,
I'm gonna wake you guys up on one.
oh no.
So there's a snowman
Yeah.
outside. He's waddling around in the yard. He
Oh
comes
no.
inside.
I know it is. I know where this is going.
He comes
Yep.
inside.
Oh,
What does he
yeah.
have?
And he goes up to a table and he starts eating soup and it melts into a kid.
Campbell's chicken noodle
Oh,
soup.
yeah.
Yeah, man. Does that still play?
I have no idea.
Because I know that one. That
Yeah.
one's
Yeah.
And there's some weird ones, like more modern ones, like the one about the brother who comes home for Christmas and
the
sis-
incest one.
Yeah, the sister's
Yeah.
like, no, you're my present. Like,
Yeah, and she
Yeah.
gives him like a
and
look.
it's like Folgers.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember that one.
Let us know in the comments what your favorite holiday commercial is.
There's
Um,
there's so many of them. There's so many good ones.
Yeah. In checking up on the comments here, friend of the show David says, "The Year Without Santa Claus also had a sequel / spin-off called A Miser Brothers Christmas."
What?
Yeah, and it's in the style of Rake and Bass, like the stop motion.
Yeah.
And I think I tried watching it once, like, yeah, but I do know it exists.
What? I mean, what would that be about?
It's just more of the Miser Brothers in their hijinks.
Oh, neat.
So yeah.
Okay. I mean, I would watch it. They're the best part of that special, I think.
Yeah.
So like, any more of them would be good. I get it.
Yeah.
I like that they made little copies of themselves too. That was cool and not weird at all.
So that's the other thing about the live action. Like it's not mini versions of themselves. It's
Oh.
just women dancing around them.
Oh.
It's very Doc Brown and Back to the Future on Broadway.
Yes. Yes. Oh, I love it.
But it's weird.
Hold on. When did you see the strings in this? I missed it.
At one point,
All the time. Ryan missed it.
it wasn't all the time, but just like I think mostly when the flying stuff was happening.
Oh, sure.
So-
When they were like flying. Okay, got it.
So yeah, that does it for our holiday aspect of this. So we're gonna transition a little bit. If you've missed the beginning of the show, we're gonna talk a little bit about 2020, the year of 2023 in film, what we liked, what we didn't like. If we've watched anything besides the holiday specials over the last week. We're kind
Yeah.
of doing this part out of order. Then we're gonna talk, because this is the last show of the year, and then we're gonna look forward, talk about some things coming out next year.
Mm-hmm.
So I can for both of you, I only know I can assume I know what Ryan's favorite film of 2023 was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I can guess too.
Yeah.
I know what yours is.
yeah. Godzilla -1.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Godzilla -1. I mean,
I
like
need to watch this.
like now for clarification, so people don't think I'm absolutely nuts. I haven't really seen a lot of new stuff that came out this year. To be honest, I did not go to the movie theater that much this year. I have seen Barbie. I have seen the new animated Turtles movie. I
Yeah.
saw that in theaters, and then I saw -1. I know that I've seen other things that have come out this year, but -1 has come so far out of left field, like
Yeah.
out of nowhere, and it is just quality.
I gotta watch it. I'm really upset I haven't seen it yet. To be fair,
Devin, what was your favorite film of 2023?
does it have to have released in 2023, or can I have seen it in 2023?
What both? We can
Both?
do both.
Okay,
We can do
both? Okay, so you might correct me on this one, right? But
Okay.
I was thinking about this on the flight over here about what my favorite thing that I've seen this year was. And I think we watched it this year. My favorite thing's Clerks 3.
That was
Was
2022.
it? Did we watch it last year?
We watched it this year, but that was a 2022.
I know it
film.
released
Yeah.
then, but we
Yeah.
watched it this year.
Yeah.
That's my favorite thing I've seen this year.
Okay.
Like, I love it. I keep thinking about it. I think about it all the time. As far as released this year, something you guys don't know that I watched, but I just watched it the way that the creator intended me to watch it, on the back seat of an airplane.
You watched Oppenheimer on the plane?
I didn't know. I watched Across the Spider-Verse on the plane.
You didn't get to go see that.
No,
That's
I didn't.
right.
No, I just saw it now. Guys,
On the little 7-inch screen.
on a little, I mean, it was even 7. I flew American Airlines,
Yeah,
where
so it was a
everything's
4-inch
awful.
screen.
Yeah. It was, have you seen it?
Yeah.
Okay, you guys had to yell at me, by the way, for not having seen this.
Yeah.
Because it's incredible.
Yeah,
Well,
it's
It's
great.
incredible.
Yeah.
We had to yell at you because we bought you tickets and then you bailed.
Oh, yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. Oh, that makes me even more mad at
Yeah.
me. Because it was so good, guys.
It's great.
Yeah.
It's like, I didn't know, like, you guys did such a good job of not ruining any cameos for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you guys did such a good job of not ruining, like, plot points for me. Like, and I'm really mad at how it ended, but, like, in the best possible way. It's so good.
I think I remember telling Alan
Yeah.
when it was done that, like, the first time I ever saw Empire Strikes Back as a kid,
Yeah.
and I was just like left with the like, that's it, that's how they're ending
Yeah, yeah,
this,
yeah.
like that whole thing. I haven't had that same reaction until I saw that movie.
Yeah.
Like I had that same like kid reaction of like, that's how they're ending
Give
this.
me more.
Like I want this to continue.
Man.
So, one last story from seeing my niece and nephew this weekend.
Yeah.
My nephew put on his Spider-Man jacket. He's like, "I'm Spider-Man." I was like, "I'm your uncle. Don't make me a canon event."
Oh, but I love that idea, the like the canon event idea,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
it's just all of it's so good.
I'm looking at the list of like the best movies of the year,
Yeah.
and I'm just remembering how many things I was disappointed in.
What were you disappointed in?
The Flash,
All right, fair.
Quantumania.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed The Marvels. I wouldn't say it's my favorite movie of the year.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed Indiana Jones and the
I
Dial
did
of
too.
Destiny.
Yeah.
I enjoyed Super Mario.
Right,
I
that was here too.
I haven't seen Barbie yet, and that's the #1 movie.
It's great.
We got. I watched it again 2 nights ago. It's my second watch.
My
so
wife
love
and I
it.
watched it like 2 nights ago.
I love it.
I did see they have I'm Ken Enough pillows at Sam's Club.
Yeah.
That's. Ooh, I need it.
I'm trying to find one that's not a Marvel movie for me to say this is my favorite movie of the year. But I had the biggest reaction in the theaters that I've ever had to Guardians 3.
Yeah,
Like
that was this year.
that one. It was the perfect ending to that trilogy.
Yeah.
Those characters, and I've never cried like that before at a movie.
Mm-hmm.
And it pulled the right heartstrings, and it was the perfect ending.
And the fact that it was a positive ending too,
Mhm.
because when I heard that this was the last one, I came to the theater like cynically going, "All right, who's gonna die?" And they like fake you out almost a little bit, and I like the way, like, I guess anymore I kind of like happy endings because they're so rare
Yeah.
to ends of things. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah. Are there any movies from this year that you guys didn't see that you are high on your list? Because for me, it's Barbie. Because I still, like,
Yeah.
I was talking about it recently. Like, I wanted to go see Barbenheimer
Yeah.
opening
Yeah.
weekend and do both, and I couldn't because something came up. So, like, I still haven't seen Barbie. I saw Oppenheimer, haven't seen Barbie
I'm the
yet.
opposite.
So,
Oppenheimer's my list. Like Oppenheimer's high on my list.
I really want to see the prequel to -1, so it's Oppenheimer.
There was another one too. I wanted to watch Asteroid City.
I still have to see that.
Wes Anderson's
Asteroid
Asteroid
City.
City. That one, it was
Yeah.
on the plane. I didn't watch it, but that's high on my list too.
I keep on seeing
Oh,
previews for
I
it.
forgot
and
Air came
forget
out
about
this
it.
year. I really enjoyed Air.
I want to watch Air. Renfield, I want to watch too because I like Nicolas Cage.
Oh, I saw that.
You saw that? Was it
Yeah,
good?
I was kind of let down.
Oh no.
Now, here's my thing.
Well, because you like Warm
might
Bodies, because that's Nicholas Holt.
I like Nicholas Hoult.
Yeah.
He's the reason why I actually like that movie.
Okay.
Nicolas Cage is just Nicolas Cage as a vampire.
Sold.
Not
Done.
to me.
Oh yeah. See, for me, that's all I need.
Yeah, no. See, to me, like like when Nicolas Cage acts and does like other stuff than just stereotypical Cage.
Yeah.
He's good, and I like him in those roles.
Yeah.
Surprisingly enough, I did like that movie where Nicolas Cage played himself because I feel like he was
Yeah.
doing a caricature of himself, so he was actually acting.
Yeah.
In Renfield, it's just him from. It's basically just the character that he played in Face Off
Mm-hmm.
is basically what people contribute to just Nicolas Cage being Nicolas Cage.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Being just the ridiculousness of himself.
Yeah.
It's that, but as a vampire. So you'll love it.
I love it.
You'll love it. Most people will love it.
Have
To
you
me, it's
seen-
just like, can we just get back to Holt?
Have you
Just get back
seen
to-
his version of Wicker Man?
I can.
You might like it.
No,
He's
you-
acting in it.
Okay. What turned me off of Wicker Man
Uh-huh.
is just when it comes to like remakes of horror movies from the 70s.
Yeah.
I have a thing about movies from the 70s. I either really, really hate them or I love them.
Do you hate Wicker Man?
Wicker Man is one of those movies that I'm just like, no.
All right. That's
And
fair.
so that's why I haven't seen the remake yet.
I get it.
But I will take your suggestion.
Perfect.
Anything you didn't see this year you want to?
Oppenheimer.
Do we just need to do a?
Yeah.
Do we need to do the Barbenheimer?
Can we do Barbenheimer?
We can do
that be an
Barbenheimer
episode?
for the pod. For an
Yeah, sure,
episode.
that's
Is
fine,
Oppenheimer
yeah.
out? Because I know Barbie's out.
Yeah, they're both
Yeah,
out.
Barbie's out.
Yeah,
And
Oppenheimer's out?
Yeah.
All right, we gotta do Barbenheimer then
Yeah.
at some point.
Okay,
Yeah.
that might be one of the first episodes of the year.
Oh,
That-
good.
So
That works, yeah, because there's I love the fact I know that there's a joke in there for me, like kind of like poking fun at me as a guy in Barbie. I just need to watch the movie again to find it because I found the one that pokes fun at you,
found
and
me.
I found the one that pokes fun at you. There has to be one that pokes fun at me.
Mm-hmm.
I need to watch it
Yeah.
again.
so looking ahead to next year,
Yeah,
is there anything coming out that you guys want to see?
I have a list.
Godzilla and Kong.
Okay,
I cannot wait for that. Like, there are two types of Godzilla movies: big and dumb, and
-1.
-1. Like, and like more of like a serious tone. Like you've got like Godzilla versus like the smog monster. Like that's more of a serious tone. You've got the original Godzilla, that's more of a serious tone. Like you've got them spread out amongst the different eras of Godzilla movies. And then you've just got the big Showa style, like big dumb fight monster movies. And that's what Kong and Godzilla and Kong is going to be. I can't wait for it. Dune 2,
Yeah.
I cannot wait for. I really
Devin, you
really
never
want
saw
to see
Dune,
that.
did you?
I never saw Dune.
You know what? I know that you and I did like a Dune like fan talk
We did,
special
yeah.
thing. I think we actually need to just do Dune Part 1
We
for the
might
show.
have to
Yeah.
because I like Dune a
Yeah.
lot. I even liked the movie that we saw. Like I get that it's bad, but
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
Like and because of our Dune talk, I appreciate what the world's trying to do.
Yeah.
I think I'm worried that they've lost that part of it with the movie. Do you think they have?
I don't think so.
No.
When hold that
Yeah.
until you see Part 1.
Okay.
And Anything for
Did you all see a list of what's coming out in 2024, by the way?
I have one pulled up. Do you
It
have
is
one?
going to be an obscene year of movies.
So next year I know there's only one Marvel movie, like proper MCU movie coming out.
Which one?
Deadpool 3.
Okay, so I'm excited for that. I know
Yes.
you're all going to be mad at me for that. I love it, and I can't wait.
I'm not mad at you for it because you know who's in it, right?
Yeah, Hugh Jackman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know who else is in it?
No.
Jennifer Garner.
Really?
Yeah.
Is she Elektra?
Yes.
What?
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
She's not in it, but her and Hugh Jackman and like the director were all at the Stranger Things play on West End premiere. Like, what are you guys all doing in London? at
What
the
are
same
y'all
time?
doing there
like,
together?
What are you guys doing?
Oh, they
my
went to that
God.
premiere?
Mhm.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
It's right down the road for me. I
Yeah.
want to see it so bad.
I have more answers. I have a lot more answers.
Okay, because I want to know, because there's a lot coming out in
Yeah.
2024 that looks
Yeah. Okay.
either great or
so-
awful.
So Godzilla and Kong,
Yeah.
Dune 2. I cannot wait to see
Inside Out too.
Inside Out 2.
Yeah, I'm on
I
that- I'm
cannot
on that train.
wait for
Yeah.
that. To do Twisters. I had no idea they were making a
No,
sequel.
I didn't know, and why not?
Yeah, and that's one of my comfort movies. Like
Yeah.
that and Speed. Like that's like
Yeah.
like my perfect like I'm stressed out, I need a day off, and I need to just order pizza and eat and just drink soda and eat pizza, and I just need to watch 3 movies to make myself just like level out.
Mm-hmm.
Twister, Speed, Starship Troopers.
Yeah.
That is my like comfort triple feature. So I cannot wait for that one.
Hold on. Have you guys seen the trailer for the Garfield movie?
Yes.
Moving on.
Yeah, man. Like it had me. It had me in the beginning,
And then
and then Chris Pratt opened his mouth.
Chris is like Chris Pratt's one thing, but I can't buy Samuel L. Jackson as Chris Pratt's dad.
Yeah,
Like
It's-
it just doesn't work for me.
it's. I think
And that's part of the problem with casting movie stars as voice actors.
Well, that's it. Is because you're visualizing, and that's it. Like I don't have anything particular against Chris Pratt, but I didn't
I have
want.
a few things particular against Chris Pratt.
I like him in Guardians, but like I didn't need him. You know what I mean? I could have an unknown person would have been better for me. I think.
Wicked Part 1's coming out.
I don't know what Wicked is.
Wicked the musical.
Oh, wait, they're doing that in 2 parts?
They're doing
Yeah.
it in 2 parts. Part 1, an alternate look at the land of Oz. This is the one where it's like the Wicked Witch of the West is actually kind of like the good person in the whole thing.
Yeah, I
like,
saw it last year.
it's from her point of view. Like that's coming out. Like I really
You know
can't
there's
wait for that.
Untitled Alien movie coming out?
Yeah.
Yeah, did you see that?
It's an
Untitled
alien movie that takes place between
Yeah.
Alien and Aliens.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
weird.
I can't wait for that. There is a Bad Boys movie coming out, which I was almost to the point of toxic about my fandom of Bad Boys 2 when I was younger. I was one of those guys that I could like watch it every day for like months.
Why have you not made me watch this? I've never seen any
You've
Bad Boys.
never seen
never a single Bad Boys movie.
A lot of people would say you need to see Bad Boys 1 first, but
Yeah.
Bad Boys 2 is like the epitome of early millennium action movies.
Oh, that's
so,
fun.
So like we'll do Bad Boys 2 at some point.
There's a new Lord of the Rings movie.
What?
Yeah.
No, there's not.
The Lord of the Rings, the War of
Are they doing War of the Ring?
Rohirrim. I'll let you read it. You know, token.
Oh, Rohirrim. Yeah.
Mm.
Okay, neat. I don't know.
It's animated.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Is it like in the same style as like the Hobbit?
I doubt it.
That would be so cool.
No,
it wouldn't.
no, it's in the continuity of the other films.
Yeah.
Oh, is the Amazon movie in the continuity of the films as well?
I don't think so.
Ah.
I don't think. I think Warner Brothers is doing their own thing with the properties, and then Amazon has the rights to a whole bunch of other stuff.
Speaking of franchises doing that, Madam Web.
Madam Web.
There are 3 Sony Spider-Man
Yeah,
universe
there
movies
are.
coming out. Madam
okay.
Web is probably going to be one of the better ones because Madam Web is at least playing with time and not taking place in modern day.
What's
But-
the other one?
The other ones are Venom 3, which
Gross.
has Juno Temple as the villain.
Who's the villain?
I don't know. But
Okay,
it's Keeley from Ted Lasso.
great.
And then Craven the Hunter.
Yeah.
Okay, so Kraven the Hunter. I am excited to watch that on streaming.
I'm excited to make you watch it for the podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The reason being is that back when I was still in college, my buddies and I would hang out, and we found like one of the very, very early, like I would say kind of modern fan sites for like Marvel and DC stuff.
Yeah.
Where like you could go to a page and it listed all of the different characters and you could separate it by villains and powers and stuff.
Mhm.
And we'd be like, okay, so make your own character, villain, hero, doesn't matter. You have to take one aspect from 3 different characters as powers to make your own.
Oh, okay.
So kind of like shuffling a deck of like mini powers to make like
Yeah.
your one.
This is very
And
cool.
mine was always like the agility of him,
Mm-hmm.
of like the agility of kind of like a big cat power in like a human body.
Yeah.
Bullseye's ability to just be able to hit anything on a dot, and then Wolverine's healing powers.
That's kind of a cool one.
So like Kraven's animalistic tendencies
Yeah.
with Bullseye's like bullseye ability with Wolverine's healing factor. And I'd be a missionary.
What's crazy to me about and what I thought you were going to say when you said you were going to see it on streaming is Russell Crowe is in it
Yeah.
playing
What?
his dad.
Why?
And if I had a nickel for every time Russell Crowe played the dad of a superhero,
Yeah.
I'd have 3 nickels, which is weird that it happened 3 times.
It is weird
Okay,
that it
so
happened 3 times.
Speaking of Russell Crowe, I have 3 more movies to mention
Oh,
that are coming
no.
out. One of them is Gladiator 2.
Yeah.
I had no idea this was
Oh,
an actual
right.
thing until just now.
from Ridley Scott. With
And
that was-
yeah.
and I cannot wait for that. My second of the 3 that I'm going to mention is Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey 2.
yeah.
I cannot wait. I saw the first
You know
one.
what's great about that one?
What?
Tigger is public domain in 2024.
Tigger's coming back for that one. So the first one is just Pooh and Piglet are the first 2.
Yeah.
Now they mention the other ones,
Oh yeah.
but they don't have them as like characters.
Yeah.
They have Pooh and Piglet. I cannot. The first one is bad good.
Are you gonna make us watch it, or is it?
I'm going to now.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. You have to.
And the new Mad Max movie that's coming out.
Oh,
That's got
Furiosa.
that one. That's got that actress from.
The
Anya-
menu.
Yeah,
Anya Taylor-Joy.
Yeah.
yeah,
Anya Taylor-
yeah.
yeah.
I can't wait for that one.
That one looks fun.
That does look good.
Yeah.
That's one I'm definitely gonna have to see on the big
And that's
screen.
technically a prequel.
Yeah.
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 A lot of things from that were scheduled for next year got shifted to 2025 because of the strikes and delays in
Right.
production, which is why we only have one Marvel movie coming out next year. There's also Mufasa, the prequel to The Lion King.
What?
Yeah, they're doing a in the style of the remake, like the stop motion.
Oh no.
I mean, it's before he becomes king, so it's like the Mufasa origin story, which could be
It
interesting.
could be cool.
Could be, might not be. Kung Fu Panda 4, Joker Folie Du.
Oh yeah, that's right.
It'll be.
It's a musical, isn't it?
I will. I really want to see how well she does in her role with being Harley Quinn.
I heard so Lady Gaga, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard she was really good in American Horror Story.
Oh, she was great in American Horror Story.
I didn't watch it.
I don't know. Like,
I don't know that they need it, but
Yeah.
maybe it's great.
There is. I mean. There's a following for the movie. There's a bunch of people that have wanted a sequel.
Mm-hmm.
I think the casting choice of Lady Gaga to be Harley Quinn in this story that they've built is a good fit.
Yeah, I think so. I really do.
there's a John Wick spinoff called Ballerina that
Oh, is it
with Ana de Armas.
based on the group of ballerinas he
Yeah.
runs into in number 3?
I think so.
Okay.
So I need to get caught up on the John Wick movies.
I'm one behind, and I didn't watch any of the TV show.
Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes is coming out next year.
Is that a good? Do you guys
3
like that?
I like the trilogy of Planet of the Apes movies they just did.
I think I only saw the first one.
Oh, the
Have you guys
other two are
seen the
good, too.
original?
Are they good? Yeah. Oh yeah.
I've seen
100%.
the original. I haven't seen all.
Oh boy, I've seen all of them.
Yeah.
used
I
to
think
have
I
a
tried
pack.
watching all of them. I was like,
They
I
don't
thi-
get
I
good,
watched
but-
I think I might watch 2 and 3, and then when they traveled back in time, I was like, I don't know.
You didn't
about
watch
this.
War of the Planet of the Apes?
No.
That's the one with all the monk.
Yeah.
With them taking over the city.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yep.
But the sequel takes place 300 years after the last one, so
So Caesar's not in it.
Caesar's not.
That's
in
the only monkey I know is Caesar.
it. Yeah. Well, if you saw the third one, you know Caesar's not
See,
in it.
Oh, no.
I'm interested in this one because the trailer, they look better.
Yeah, I mean,
Did they not look good?
they've always it's always like they start. The first one came out in 2011.
They're that old?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa.
See, and we talked about this when we talked about them like a year and a half ago, and I brought this up then. Like the reason why I've just not been interested in the modern remakes of like the Planet of the Apes movies, like I have the movie that Dunstan checks in.
No.
Dunstan checks in. Movie ring
Really?
a bell for you too.
Dunstan checks in.
About like the monkey that
boy.
befriends a kid whose dad
Tune
like,
in.
runs a hotel.
Tune in next year where we make Devin watch Dunstan checks in.
I've never even heard of
Okay,
this movie.
so-
Don't tell him anything
I'm
about
not-
the movie.
I'm not
because I
going
want to
to.
say like we're
Yeah.
just going to tell you that's what we're watching and leave it at
Yeah,
that.
okay. You're not even allowed to look it up. No Googling.
I've done this before.
Okay.
Yeah, I won't. Yeah.
Okay, so anyway, to get back on a different track, there were other movies that were made for kids in like the 90s, like the early millennium, where like monkey humor was a thing. Where it's
Yeah.
like, oh, look at this monkey acting like a human. Isn't that funny? Or,
Yeah.
oh, look at this monkey doing something silly. Is that no.
No.
Is that
not
not
funny for you?
I am not a thing about monkey humor for
Then-
some reason.
Then you're the target for Planet of the Apes because they're not funny. They're serious.
No. I love the original.
Yeah.
The originals. I love those movies.
Yeah.
It's something about the CGI on those original 3 movies,
Yeah.
and I just could not get into them.
Okay.
You're talking about the remakes.
I'm talking about the remakes.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's something I just could not get into. Like I really liked the like early millennium one that they did with
Mark Wahlberg.
Mark Wahlberg. I like that one. Do you want to know why?
Why?
Because it was Suits.
Oh.
The makeup in that one's good.
Yeah, the
ending
makeup in
makes
that one's really
sense.
good.
The ending makes
No, it makes no
absolutely
sense. No.
No, it doesn't. But at the same time, neither is I forget
That-
the
that
name of the
one
actor
is-
now. That was in the original.
Charlton Heston.
Neither does Charleston Heston just falling to his knees, going, "You did it! You blow it up! You."
Oh, I think it totally makes sense.
No, that makes sense.
I think isn't that the same continuity that this original trilogy or this new trilogy is setting up?
No,
No, is it
no,
not?
No.
it's completely different.
Is it different?
Well, I mean, okay,
No.
so under the guise of just when the first movie came out and people seeing the first one,
Yeah.
and then seeing the Statue of Liberty that just there
Yeah.
degraded, and then him going, "You blew it up," and I'm like, okay, nuclear war. But then, how do the monkeys get to how they are? Like they never really explained.
And I thought
that
that's what
part.
this
what the new trilogy says.
Yeah.
That's what the new trilogy is kind of showing, like how that actually happened.
Yeah.
But it's not the same
Not the same
thing as the
progression.
original set.
Oh,
Like it's
okay.
not exactly the same thing.
Got it.
Because like in the original one, it's like, did we blow up the Statue of Liberty? Did the monkeys blow up the Statue of Liberty? Like he came back down to Earth and like time traveled and did the whole wonky timey-wimey thing, but
Yeah.
didn't look at you.
Look at you watching Doctor Who. I'm so
I-
happy.
I actually haven't seen that. I just use that phrase because I know
Yeah.
you guys understand
Good.
it.
So-
And yeah.
Speaking of Tim Burton, because he's the one who did the Mark Wahlberg
Yeah.
one. Beetlejuice 2 comes out next year.
Are you guys excited about this?
I don't know.
It's
It's been too long.
they got Catherine O'Hara and Winona Ryder back.
No way.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the main girl this time is Jenna Ortega, who worked with Tim Burton on Wednesday.
That's kind of
So it's kind of like the best
Yeah.
case scenario.
Yeah.
Like I'm more excited for them returning to like the village in New England than I was for Beetlejuice Goes Hawaiian, which was the sequel idea they had for a while.
why would they do that?
Oh, because the Brady Bunch went. Because the Brady Bunch went to
No,
Hawaii
I don't think
on their
that's
second.
Because
Certainly
Michael
not why they
Keaton,
did
Michael
that.
Keaton likes Aloha shirts.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
So-
Did they get Michael Keaton back for this?
Oh yeah.
Oh, good. Okay.
So I think the only people they didn't get back were Gina Davis and Alec Baldwin.
Not surprised.
Fine.
Yeah.
Fine. I don't know. I want to watch it. It might be like you though. I might like wait to stream it. I might not like run to the theaters to go see Beetlejuice.
Oh, I
2.
might make you guys go to the theaters to watch it.
Do it. You listen. I have a theater pass now.
Okay.
Make me go to the theater because I don't care. It means I'm using my theater pass. Like,
Okay.
make me go to do these things.
Yeah. Like I might invest in one for the next 2 weeks that I have off.
Worth it.
Yeah.
Worth it.
Go see Wonka. So
I almost saw it before I left, and I didn't get a chance to. It's on the list.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Would you see Wonka?
I don't know.
No.
Like, it's a prequel to the original, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like that's the whole idea of it.
Not the Johnny Depp one. But they have
I remember going on a rant when I saw the trailer,
about
but
what?
I don't remember what the rant was about.
Did something make you? Was it the Oompa Loompa?
I think it was something about I don't. Something set me off about how they were setting, like something happened in the trailer to me that didn't make any sense to how, like, where they are in the first movie. Like, where there was a scene in the trailer that to me didn't make any sense to where they were in the original.
And the continuity.
In the continuity to me just didn't make any sense. Normally I don't really do stuff like that, but something just triggered
So it
me.
must have
and
been
I
like real
remember
bad.
what it was.
Hold on. So now that we're on Willy Wonka, I gotta ask. I saw an article or a little factoid or something the other day about what a schnozberry is.
Oh yeah.
What
I
was?
missed that.
Do you want to tell him?
Oh,
No.
I'm not saying that on the internet.
Okay, I'll tell you later. I'll tell you later what schnozberry is when you're older.
Yeah.
But yeah, they don't.
Urban Dictionary.
No, but I guess how did they like officially said what a schnozberry was, right? Like,
I didn't see this, but I've known for years what a schnozberry was.
how did you know what it was?
I know things.
Okay, so they don't Google it. We
No,
can't
Google
say it
So,
online.
Google it, so we're all on the same page.
What
My
is a
concern is
schnozberry?
what, like, I guess the kids don't know what it tastes like because they don't say it. He does.
He says the schnozberries taste like schnozberries.
I wonder if they explain that in the prequel.
They better not. They better not. It's a whole other thing.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. Good.
whole nother kind of chocolate.
Yeah. It's a different kind of talk we'll have. But there it is. There it is. We found it. Yep. It's a Cracked article you found, right? That's what I read. Yep. Gross.
Yeah.
Wonka.
Well, I think that does it for. I think that does. I think
Yeah.
that we can't top that. Actually, no, that's not it.
Oh.
Before we wrap this up, I
Yeah.
have some presents for you guys because it's a holiday special. So I
Aw.
gotta give you your presents,
Oh, I
which
forgot
I've
mine.
told you about on the show before.
I know, but
so,
I still don't expect it. You don't have to do that.
Devin, this is yours that I got you at New York Comic Con.
Good luck getting that through customs.
Oh, this is
Getting
incredible.
that through.
Oh, I love it. Thank you.
And then Ryan, this is for you because I knocked my mic over.
Ah, yes, Captain Cisco.
Yes, to go with the Deep Space Nine that we got you.
Okay, so I'll give you a little bit about his personality because I know
Okay.
you don't watch any of this.
No, I
stuff.
don't.
You know Worf.
Yes.
You know that he's a Klingon.
Yeah.
Scary guy.
Yeah.
You'd say scary. There's a point in Deep Space Nine later in the show where Cisco's basically like ringing it to Worf because he did something he kind of like shouldn't have done,
Yeah.
and like the conversation kind of goes a little bit, and then Cisco asks Worf something, and Worf goes, "You scare me, sir." Worf is scared of this guy. This guy puts the fear of God in Worf, or the fear of Kahless in Worf. So, Kahless, yeah, Kahless.
Yeah.
So this is Silent Bob.
Yeah, I know.
He mostly doesn't talk,
yeah.
except for when he does. It's Kevin Smith giving himself the best line of the movies.
That kind of has a resemblance of an Easter Island head.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, kind of the verticalness.
No.
And the skinniness.
No.
Let me see.
I see Eastern Island cartoonish head.
It's a russet
bit.
potato. Like it's
It's a russet. Yeah, it's a.
Roasted potato.
I
Still.
no, and this is perfect because this is my favorite movie this year.
yeah.
Ugh. Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
This is incredible.
All right. Well, I think that does it for this episode of You Have to Watch This podcast. If you're watching us on Instagram, we'll probably do this again now that we know this is an option
Yeah.
with what we use. Thank you guys for coming over, and it's nice that when we get to do this together in the same room. I
Yeah.
think this is twice this year that we've gotten to do it.
Yeah, we were spoiled this year.
So hopefully we get to do it again next year.
Mhm.
Now that we have this set up, and it was fairly simple.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
great.
This is the most comfortable I've been for a podcast in a while.
Same.
So, especially when we get together and do it, because in my old place it was kind of stressful because I didn't really have seating.
Right.
Now I do.
Sometimes we had like the card table up and it'd like
Yeah.
sit around the card table. I like
Yeah.
this.
Yeah. If you're watching,
Bring in that
go ahead and like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, subscribe to our YouTube page to catch up on older episodes. You can listen. You have to watch this podcast wherever you get your podcasts. And make sure to subscribe to our feeds on iTunes and Spotify for a bonus episode dropping on Christmas Eve. Until then, until next time for You Have to Watch This podcast, I'm Alan,
I'm Ryan.
And I'm Devin.
and we're taking a few weeks off, and we'll see you in the new year.
See you guys.